the most valuable things that you can do as the entrepreneur behind a retail product is to invest in the packaging. You have literally 5 seconds to convince the customer at the end of the day that this is the product that they want to buy and this is why it's going to solve their problem and it's worth more than the price that the store is asking for it. So being able to convince them of that really comes into packaging and how you display your competitive advantage, the reason for your product's existence. If your product is not a destination item or something that somebody comes into the store to buy, then you're going to be probably lumped in with impulse items. And impulse items mean that they're walking by the shelf or they're walking by the checkout counter and they go, oh, I have that problem, this will solve it. That's reasonable price. So getting to that is a lot of psychology, but you don't have to be a psychologist to get there. It's all about testing. In-store testing is king. So knowing that the value is judged by the client's opinion of your product is going to be the biggest kind of thing that you should keep in the back of your mind. And finding out how your packaging can stand out from the other products on the shelf is going to be your homework. It's going to be your job. The best way to do this is to put the product in different places around the store. Now, this is where having a relationship with a store owner will really become invaluable. If you know a store owner that will let you put the product around the store, will let you test in their store, it's going to give you so much more advantage than any other competitor that has gone through this the hard way. There's different ways to display the product in the store. You have peg, so putting it on a peg. You have a shelf where you can put the box on the shelf. You have a clip strip where you can zip tie it anywhere around the store and let it hang so that people can grab it. You have the end cap, which is the end of the aisle. You have the checkout stand and a million places in between, including the cooler. So knowing the best place for your product is going to be essential. If you are stuck to an area like the cooler, the next step is going to be about in-store marketing and in-store branding. What can you put on the cooler that will drive sales for your product? What packaging can you use as a wrap around your bottle, as a topper on your bottle that will make it interesting and make it stand out and make people drink it? Or if you are a product that goes on a retail counter. So let's take this pen for example. Again, my favorite pen here. It is going to be sold in different ways around the store. The first place it's going to be sold is through the checkout counter. So the checkout counter is usually cluttered. It usually has a lot of different products and flashy things on it. The biggest thing that the retailer cares about is the space on the countertop. That's their desk. That's where they work all day. They don't want it cluttered by a ton of different things. They want to have a place to work, and they want everything on the sides to make a lot of money. So you're competing with the things that make a lot of money already in that store. The 5-Hour Energy, the gum, the mints, what have you. If you want your product to compete on the checkout counter, you need to make sure that the packaging is slim, streamlined, and not high. Having a small package for the checkout counter is going to be essential. You also want to try to fit as many products into that small checkout counter package as you can, because at the end of the day, you want the distributor not to have to restock this every single week. So you want to be able to try to put 14, 20 units in, as many as you can, in a reasonable space. And the best way to test this out is by building a box yourself and putting it on a checkout counter. Doing that will allow you to test how many units get sold. The second place that this pen can go is on a clip strip. A clip strip can be found on clipstrip.com. It can be found anywhere online. They're little hanging pieces of plastic that you can clip your product on and it'll hang there. The problem with clip strips is that they're all over the store and chances are somebody may not go buy it. And if they do go buy it, you have a couple seconds to convince them, hey, that's pretty cool. The way that you convince somebody through a clip strip is to have a great price and have it displayed on the top in a header card. So when you have a clip strip, having a header card that displays your one outstanding feature and a very reasonable retail price is going to be the best way for you to sell through product. Being on a shelf is really about what's around you. If you are going to be on a retail shelf in line with Clorox bleach and Tide detergent and your product is not bright and sparkly, you're probably not going to sell a lot of units just because people are going to overlook you for the brighter products. So having your product in line on a retail shelf is going to be all about appearance, about the color of your product, about how much it stands out. The next is going to be the end caps and any special areas of the store. And that's really where an expert will come into play. And if you get the opportunity to be in an end cap, if you get the opportunity to be featured as a freestanding display in a store, then you're going to want to enlist the help of an expert in product design and packaging design. So that's an opportunity. It doesn't come cheap, and usually you get what you pay for. So when you're bringing a product to retail and you're deciding where your product is going to sell, the best advice is to test before you invest in your main product. Test before you invest in the packaging, in the final packaging, and make sure that the packaging that you end up with is versatile so that you can be on a peg, you can be on a clip strip, you can be placed on a checkout counter if need be. Having versatile packaging will give you a lot more opportunities for success when speaking to a retail buyer.